When it comes to sport, the rivalry between the Germans and the Italians is legendary, and it's no different when it comes to sporty cars. Meet the Maserati Quattroporte, a sporting, handsome Italian saloon that gives buyers in the market for a large luxury cruiser an alternative to the usual offerings from the German manufacturers. Buyers looking for a car like this have a few requirements that are non-negotiable. They want it to be spacious, they want it to be luxurious, and they want it to be fast. So what about the luxury box? Well, it simply oozes luxury in here. This version features high-gloss carbon fibre trim and vast amounts of the finest leather. This large central touchscreen controls everything: the navigation, car information systems, climate controls and media. And unusually for Maserati, it's intuitive and actually very easy to use. As you'd expect, the seats are comfortable with plenty of adjustment in both the seat and also in the steering wheel. It's really easy to find a comfortable driving position in here, even when you're as small as me. I'm only 5'4". What I often find when I get in big cars is that I don't feel as if they've been designed with a small woman in mind, and that isn't what I feel when I sit in the Quattroporte. All the storage compartments are beautifully finished and dampened with ambient lighting, and it's just lovely to look at that famous Trident badge etched into the glass on the steering wheel and on the classic egg-shaped clock. What I really love about the interior is that it's got a cool, slightly retro, slightly over-the-top feeling about it. It just feels very Italian here. Of course, you don't get all the levels of high-tech equipment that you'd get with its German rivals, but I don't think that matters, because just sitting in here feels very special. And it's pretty special in the back too. The Quattroporte is now longer, and those in the back have reaped the benefits. You can carry even the tallest of passengers in here in comfort over a long journey. Although the size of the transmission tunnel here in the middle means that you probably wouldn't want to carry a third passenger for too far. Extras like the zone climate control, darkened privacy glass, and these rather beautiful £2,000 folding tables all add to the feeling of luxury and comfort that you get back here. And if you really want to go all out, you can opt for a pair of £4,400 electrically adjustable rear seats. Although, to be honest, these are comfortable enough. The extra cabin space doesn't mean a smaller boot. There's plenty of room, and in the highly unlikely event that you want to use your Quattroporte as a load lugger, you can even fold the rear seats down to boost the space. The Quattroporte has been designed in-house at Maserati, and its looks divide opinion, but I like it. It looks strong and masculine, and even if it doesn't appeal, you can't deny that it's got stacks of road presence, particularly with those red brake calipers setting off the 20-inch alloy wheels. Now, this may appear to be a luxury limo, but fire at the engine and you've got an altogether different beast on your hands. And as you'd expect from an Italian sports car, it's very, very fast. It'll come as no surprise when I tell you that accelerating in this, the top-of-the-range V8, is a total joy. Putting your foot down unleashes an incredible amount of power that just keeps on coming right throughout the range. Drop that right foot and you fly past anything you want to overtake. 0 to 60 takes just 4.7 seconds, faster than a 911, and it tops out at 191 miles an hour. And you won't be shortchanged if you go for the Quattroporte S. The V6 engine is almost as quick, topping out at 177 miles per hour, which, when you consider that it costs £28,000 less, makes it a very appealing option. However, it's the rich, throaty rasp that the V8 emits that really sets this apart from its less expensive stablemate. And you may well save yourself a packet if you do opt for the diesel, but I'm afraid it's not going to sound anywhere near as good as this. Sounds fantastic. If you want to have fun and change gear yourself, then you can just flick up and down them, or use the paddles mounted on the steering wheel. And if you just want to cruise along, then the 8-speed automatic gearbox does the job for you effortlessly. In fact, one of the big surprises for me about driving this car for a few days is how easy it is to manoeuvre around town. It's far easier to handle at lower speeds, and also incidentally to park, than its enormous size would suggest. It becomes clear pretty quickly that the Quattroporte is more of a sports car than a luxury saloon. And the result of that is a firmer suspension than you'll find on some of its rivals. It's comfortable for a car that offers this level of performance and feels surprisingly agile when you consider that it weighs over 2 tons and is over 5 meters long. But it just can't compete with the likes of the Mercedes S-Class for comfort and ride quality on a longer journey. And I'm definitely more aware of lumps and bumps on the road than I'd like to be. Another downside is the running costs. Unless driving the diesel appeals, they're going to be hefty. And of course, unlike the BMW 7 Series, the Mercedes S-Class or the Porsche Panamera, the Quattroporte doesn't have a hybrid in the range. The V6 engine from the S model will return 27 miles to the gallon, while the top-of-the-range GTS gives you just 24 miles, which means you'll be digging deep every time you need to fill up that 80-litre tank. As you'd imagine, emissions aren't great either. If you opt for the GTS, you'll end up with a road tax bill of £1,090 in the first year, with the S costing £860 for the first year before dropping to £485. Well, in all sporting rivalries, I guess there has to be a winner. And at this point, I need to confess that I have a general bias towards all things Italian. Yes, the Quattroporte's German and British rivals do many of the things that this car does more efficiently and more reliably, but they just don't do it in quite so much style. If you like the sound of a four-door sports car, then why not check out our review of the Porsche Panamera? If you want something a little different, then check out our Mercedes CLS review. Click the icon to watch our latest video and click the Carbuyer logo to subscribe.